and welcome back yet again, everyone. This is Atama's Review Corner, Season 2, Episode 4. This review is made possible thanks to the Xbox 360 and its Avatar Kinnect Fun Labs app. I am your digital host, Atama Darkening, and today I will be ranting about glitched or unattainable achievements and trophies in this wide entertainment genre. Now, before I delve into this rant, I would like to identify my stand on the issue and provide and explain myself and give all my viewers out there a feeling as to why I feel this to be so important in our gaming society. When it comes to games, all the way back to the Nintendo Entertainment System, I have had a high standard of achievement whenever I begin to play a game. No matter what game it was, I would play it and have to complete everything within the game. That included, and not limited to, collecting every item, max out character levels, viewing all story elements, or 100% exploration of a stage or level. For instance, if I lost a character and then realized they would never give that character back, I would go and forfeit the current game or save file and restart the entire game, making sure I maxed out all aspects of the character before they were lost to me forever. Almost like a strange OCD would come over me. So, when Microsoft came out with the idea of achievements and implemented them, along with Sony, following along a few years later with the trophy system, it had only shifted my obsession, allowing me to forget about doing such tasks and letting me challenge the goals or tasks that the developers threw my way. I rise to the occasion because I take it as a declaration of war. It's war, developers, and I won't back down. Of course, most people don't see the true beauty of achievements or trophies, thinking them as only a means to brag about being a better gamer or causing an uproar at those who had either too little or too much gamer score or trophies. In reality, achievements and trophies can be perfect for making a game longer than usual, or doubling the time it takes to be done with it by allowing a player to try out different characters, classes, or tactics, improving their playing experience that they would not normally have in a game. And at other times, they can make it worth the price you pay for games these days. However, this is where I start to get upset at both the developers and Microsoft when they go and don't put the quality into the achievement system that they delivered to this generation of gamers. On the other hand, Sony and their trophies are usually good at fixing their own mistakes. Most of the time. Sometimes, a game can get rushed, and when it does, where does it seem to suffer the most? It is one of two areas: the game mechanics or the achievements and or trophies. I suppose I'd still prefer a complete game, but I do understand why it happens. If the company rushes and brings out a game with a glitched achievement or trophy, and it's unobtainable, we are the ones who will suffer and get upset with trying to unlock them, ruining the experience of the game. Then, when they finally find out about it, by players contacting the developers and Microsoft, they still choose to do nothing, regardless of numerous complaints, often responding like, "Oh, it's fine. You must not be doing it correctly. This is how you unlock it. Because from what we can see, many people have the achievement or trophy, so it can't be glitched. Gee, I wonder why. When there are those players that felt the need to cheat others out of it by hacking or modding to acquire them and make themselves look like the ultimate gamer, which in the end makes me ashamed to be a gamer when anyone feels the need to often cheat, hack, or mod, when it is the responsibility of developers, Microsoft, and Sony to make sure their products are working right in the first place. I digress. That is a different rant for another time. Anyway, this battle can go on for a while, and for some games, it never gets resolved. Some great examples are Arcana Gothic 4, which came out back in October of 2010, and Naruto Rise of a Ninja, which came out back in October of 2007. These are two games which have had plenty of time to patch up their achievements, especially Naruto. Now, don't get me wrong, the player can perfect Naruto for the original 1000 gamer score, completing all achievements in the game, but the same could not be said for the DLC that was later added with even more achievements that were not tested correctly, if at all. Still, this can leave a lot of gamers feeling as though they haven't perfected the game, even if it is only some DLC achievements. Then, there are others who will refuse to even purchase Naruto, or have, but will not play it, or any game with similar issues, just for the sole reason of not being able to finish it. Like me. In this long run, this can hurt a company's sales and can prevent them from producing a sequel or any other title that could have merit for being a sensational game because they have refused to listen to gamers who help keep them in business. Companies and gamers should not be so disconjointed. There are issues emanating from both sides of this equation. Gamers and producers need to work on their communication skills. Now, there are always exceptions, and that is Ghostbusters, the video game, which was developed by Terminal Reality and Three-Wave Interactive Inc., who developed the multiplayer aspect of the game. They actually listened to the players. It may have taken more than a year, but they did indeed patch the glitched achievements and trophies. So let me take a moment to praise Three-Wave Interactive Inc. for taking the time to read over the comments from gamers to resolve the problem. I hope this will start a trend for future developers to push forward and repair their faulty products. Because why should we as gamers care about their work, time, and effort if they don't? Of course, what bugs me about Ghostbusters' mess is that Sony fixed, or at least attempted to remedy the issue, way before Microsoft even took the time to. It disappoints me, as I really thought Microsoft would attempt to do something to make sure the standards of their product were upheld, but instead told gamers to contact the developers directly for problem resolution. Though, I suppose this could have also been attributed to the fact that Sony had owned the rights to the franchise to start with, and probably had an easier time convincing the developers to try to fix it up. Unfortunately, there were a few achievements that were still glitched for some people. I, for one, happen to be in this group, where the company knew about some of the glitched achievements, mostly the two that everyone complained about. The company was, however, left in the dark about certain other ones that happened to be glitched. but it was not talked about between the players and developers, such as the on the payroll achievement. I don't know if I will ever see that one fixed. Considering, as far as I can tell, anyone who finally plays Ghostbusters after this patch can acquire all 1000 gamer score, solving the issue for the most part. When they commented about the ones they missed, they stated that they did not know about the other issues, but if they had known, they would have fixed it, or at least this is what I remember hearing from another source. Now, it may be too late for Ghostbusters, but only time will tell. Maybe lightning will strike twice. Next, I would like to mention the very few times when a company, such as EA, decides to go shut down a server and destroys all hopes and chances of acquiring all achievements in a game, like Facebreakers, just to name one, rendering it and its online achievements unobtainable. Or Hellboy, The Science of Evil, by Konami, which took a completely different road. They didn't even get the full 1000 gamer score correct when the game was released, incorporating the rest as DLC, and then shutting its doors, leaving them in limbo. If you're going to create a game, and no matter how insignificant the problem may seem, don't base decisions on others having glitched achievements, because most will have hacked the system for them. Just go fix it, so that your product is complete and people don't bash you for being incompetent and hurt your sales or credibility for future endeavors. Microsoft, I love your products and services, and I'm glad you exist along with Sony and Nintendo. But Microsoft and Sony, you should enforce the expected quality of achievements or trophy systems that you developed for games released on your entertainment system. It was you, Microsoft and Sony, that wanted to improve gaming with achievements and trophies. So take time to notice the problem when reported by gamers and help more at solving them. Granted, I've noticed Sony does do a little better job at this, but still, make sure it gets fixed rather than ignoring it or telling us that it's up to the developers and out of your control, as they are only following the template of your system. Otherwise, why not decide to do something nice for the gamer? Give them the ability to wipe that game off their achievement or trophy list. Sure, we'll lose all the hard work that was put into it, but at least it'll put some gamers at peace of mind, like me. Or better yet, how about for games that no longer allow players to acquire certain achievements because the servers have been shut down, and give us a patch that unlocks them for us. This way, when a player starts up the game, it would unlock all the achievements or trophies that were no longer receivable. There are many issues with achievements and sometimes trophies, but all fixable if the developers or companies would just take the gamer's word at heart. If they want to know what it's like to walk in our shoes, they should try to acquire these achievements and or trophies for themselves. Then they would know what needs fixed firsthand, if anything at all. We, as gamers, need to make our voices heard about all issues so that developers are not the ones getting blamed for things we should have made clear to them. It takes two to tango, and here, it truly holds up. So, until next time, come back to Atama's Review Corner, Season 2, Episode 5, for the review and dissection of the Super Mario Bros. Movie. And remember, keep gaming and reaching for those achievements in games and life.